G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of U-Boat on board U-606. You join me as we just leave the port of La Rochelle. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're not just going for the standard search this area, do this, do that. We are off to retrieve some of old Uncle Adolf's Nazi gold, which has been sunken on a ship somewhere just to the southwest of Sicily, and we're on our way, so that means we're going to pass through Gibraltar on the way there and again on the way back, which is no easy feat. And that's not to say that we're not going to find any convoys of enemy shipping along the way, so stay tuned for some of that. Just as we leave port here, I want to thank everyone who's been watching the recent uploads. It does mean a lot, helping the channel grow. We're growing slowly but surely, so stay tuned and just enjoy what you see, and hit that like and leave a comment if you've got any suggestions below. As you can see on the map here, we're just coming around the north of Spain, and we're going to come down past Portugal and through the port of Gibraltar, or the Gibraltar Straight. It's a heavily protected area. It's quite famous for sinking submarines during this period of the war. This is our target location here, and there is a major shipping lane which passes right through this area, so hopefully we can pick something up while we're in the area. But number one priority, retrieve the gold. So we're not too far away now from coming into the Gibraltar Strait, so we're going to submerge the boat, let her get down to periscope depth just to stay out of sight of any enemy aircraft or shipping that might be in the area. And we're going to get that hydrophone going, and hopefully we'll make it through unharmed. Wish us luck. Okay, so we've spotted an enemy aircraft here. We are submerged at this time, so I don't know if he's got eyes on me, but I've got eyes on him, and lucky for me I can kind of get a point of view of what he can see, and I can see that there's a wake from my ship here. So I'm just going to dive the boat down, and I'm going to turn to the starboard, and I'm hoping that this is just a spotter plane. I hope he doesn't have any bombs on him, because I haven't even made it into the Gibraltar Strait yet, and already I've got a guy who looks like he wants to come and bomb me. Hopefully he'll just leave. Okay, we managed to sneak away from that aircraft that was following us, but we are quite close to the mouth of Gibraltar now, and we've got a few enemy ships that we need to either try and avoid or take down. This one here, he is on his own, so I'm going to try and just take him out. He's just in the way, and it's going to be much easier if I just one torpedo, get rid of it, and hopefully the rest of it just becomes that little bit easier for us. So I've got eyes on the target here. He's not really a big deal as such, but anything that's in the way coming through here is just going to cause distress and alarm, and it's going to attract the attention of other ships, so we've really got to just get rid of it. It's just in my way. It's going to piss us off the whole time. It's going to make passing through here much harder, so we'll just try and take the speed of the... We've already got the direction of travel. Just got to see what he's doing. He's moving fairly slowly. It's just a patrol boat, but at the end of the day, if I don't take it out, it's just going to cause a huge problem, and it's potential for me to get sunk. Okay, I don't understand why the sometimes it doesn't want to take the speed of a ship, even though you've got it's all programmed in there. Sometimes it just likes to not do it. So if anybody's got a solution for that, please let me know, because it pisses me off so much. But front of the boat, through the bow, and across there at the back of the boat there, stop and set the clock. Okay, so we've got your speed. Now we need to get his distance. He's just a little bit out of torpedo range, so we're going to speed up. We're going to start moving in towards him. Close that distance in. There we go. That's better. We'll check that distance just one more time. Hopefully he's in range this time. Okay, it's just a little bit out of range for us. And I don't have any torpedoes warmed up anyway. So we'll get this guy warming up a torpedo for us. We'll come back and hopefully we'll have that solution sorted out. We'll be in range and we'll have a torpedo warmed up. Okay, we must be in range by now and got torpedo warmed. Just going to double check our distance here for the solution. And we've got one torpedo ready to go. That's one torpedo coming towards this corvette. And that should be the end of it. Should we get a hit? Good. Boom. Got ourselves a good solution there. And that's that guy out of the way. Now we can use that as a distraction. He's straight down to the bottom too. That's great. We can use this guy as a distraction. And hopefully we can just slip by any other shipping or ships that might be in the area searching. Okay, we've proceeded a little bit further and there's another one of these corvettes, and I think again I just want to try and get a torpedo going on that. Get rid of it, get it out of the way. Hopefully he hasn't got any mates trailing just behind him. Doesn't look like it from what I can see on the map. But I just want to get rid of it because these guys are really fast moving and they're just going to come and sink us if we don't manage to either avoid them or just get them out of the way. And I think it's just easier if we just try and sink them. So we'll do our solution here in the back of the boat through the crosshair, stop and set the clock. Okay, so we've got the speed, got the angle. Now we just need the distance. He looks like he's a little bit far away, so we might have to close the gap here with him. Looks about right there. Yeah, he's a bit out of range, so we'll probably have to change direction towards him a little bit and use a little bit of time compression just to close that distance. Let's see how that goes. He's getting into the clear sight range, which is normally about torpedo range. We'll just check our distance again. Okay, still just out of reach. Maybe if I up this periscope here, might have been a little bit of a false reading. Just up periscope. Yeah, no, he's just still slightly out of range. Got a few torpedoes warmed up though, ready for the go. Then I think if I load one, by the time it's loaded and all that, might just about be ready to take that shot. 5Ks is the maximum. So. Okay, another good hit with a torpedo. Looks like it put a pretty decent sized hole in the side of them. Normally one torpedo is enough to sink these guys. He's not going down quite as quickly as the last one though. And there's no chance that I'm surfacing the boat right now to try and close in and use the deck gun. Looks like he's listing hard towards the port. Hopefully it's going to go down all by itself, but kind of hard to say at the moment. Listing hard. I reckon she might go down, but oh, look at that. Deck's now getting it washed. Hopefully that's going to be her out of her way and we'll be on our merry way to proceed through. Well, we didn't manage to sink that second corvette, but pretty sure I've got the sneak on some of these guys. They were distracted by all the explosions and whatnot prior, but I think I've just managed to slip my way through. Got a guy coming my way. Hopefully he doesn't know where I am yet though. We are running silent and we're running pretty deep. So just got to try and avoid them just a little bit more. As of now, I kind of feel like I've got through the Gibraltar Strait. Not too bad, if I'd say. I haven't caused any alarms. I've taken out one boat and a half, and I've got something coming my way right now. I don't know what it is. Okay, so got ourselves an Empire. That's what's been following us. I thought it was an enemy warship actually, so that's not too bad. Nothing to worry about. I'm going to suss out a solution for it. So we'll drag ourselves a line through the boat, through the north-south, draw a line north to south, and we'll grab our protractor, and we'll go like that. No, that's not the protractor, that's a point. We'll just erase that, grab the protractor, go up there, down to the crossover point, drag it the direction that it's travelling. It's just slightly up. Yeah, okay, we're a degree or two off. We got the direction of travel there, so we can start working on a solution. We got our Lone Ranger Empire here in the scope, and there's nobody following it. It's not part of a convoy, so we can start working on the solution for it. We already know our angle of bow there, so we just type that into the it's not really a TDC, whatever, it's just our solution. So we just need to find the speed and the distance. So the top of the mast to the waterline. We'll set that, so we've got that. And then we'll set the speed, front of the boat through the crosshair, start the clock. And the back of the boat through the crosshair and set the clock. There you go, got the speed. God damn it, no torpedoes warmed up. Okay, torpedoes warmed up. We're just going to double check our solution here. Grab our distance again. Just want to make sure that we've got it right. So there we go, set that. Two torpedoes warmed up for her. Tubes 1 and tube 2 coming your way. And fire. And hopefully that's going to be another direct hit. Just want to double check the speed, just in case she's picked it up since we last checked. So the back of the boat through that crosshair again, and the back of the boat through the crosshair. Stop the clock, set that just to double check. One hit with one torpedo there. Kind of looks... second torpedo must have been a miss. But she's got some pretty heavy damage on there. Pretty big fire on board. That might just be enough. Looks like she's going under quite fast actually. So it doesn't matter that we missed with that second torpedo. Okay, so we dealt with one boat back there, and we got a second ship that's hot on our track, and I don't know what it is, but we're going to plot the course for it, and we're going to try and intercept or take a look at it. If it's another destroyer or something, I may just leave it alone, but if it's something that's just on its own out here, then maybe we'll see what we need to do with it. Maybe send a torpedo. Okay, so it doesn't look like we've got another destroyer. Looks like another unarmed Empire something or other. So I think we are going to plot an interception course here, and we might just try and send another torpedo towards that. And we'll see if we can sink that. If all that fails, then we'll just surface the boat and use the deck gun, because she's unescorted, she's unarmed. Easy pickings for us really, so we'll just check our speed here, start working out that solution, and the back of the boat through that crosshair, stop the clock and set. There you go, she's moving, and we'll get our distance here. She's probably a little bit out of range for a torpedo, And once again, I've got no torpedoes warmed up, so we'll just get some guy working on that, and then we'll come back to her and we'll try and get it sussed out. Okay, we've closed the distance, so we better just double check everything. She's moving at a fair old rate, this one. So I just want to double check to see if she hasn't sped up or slowed down. And back of the crosshair to the boat, stop and sit. Yeah, she is moving. She's going very fast. I don't know if she's under an alarm state or whatever. Two torpedoes warmed up. Hopefully they're going to go her way. So that's tube 1 and tube 2 flooding. And tube 2 flooded. Fire. And we'll see how we get on with that. Well, looks like we missed with our torpedo. Maybe they were under an alarm state. That's why they might have sped up and changed course perhaps, but they're not going to outrun us. We're going to get up there, we'll get the captain here on the deck gun. We're going to close in and we're just going to deck gun the crap out of these guys. Okay, we're a little bit further ahead or too close to her than I was hoping, but just pump a few shots away on her right now and slow down the boat just in case. Don't want to end up overtaking it too much. And the old captain here has been having a good time on the gun. Put quite a few shots into her, but she's slowed right down now. She's got a bit of twist on too. Shouldn't be too many more shots now. Haven't actually started a fire on board just yet. Just been working away at that waterline with the gun. And hopefully not too many more shots. Seeing as we've used 2 torpedoes and we've fired quite a lot of shots away at her. There we go, got our first fire on. That's good. Let's just have a look. Just reset our course. Let's speed up the boat just a touch. She's going down already. A bit late on that one. Didn't expect her to go down so soon after just starting a fire, but that's the end of her. Okay, so we're in our pretty close to our objective here of trying to find this friendly ship that's got the gold, but it's quite a highly patrolled area with convoys and enemy shipping, so I just want to run around with the hydrophone and we'll make sure that nothing's gonna come our way or interfere with us. And if it's coming anywhere close by, we're gonna suss out a solution and we'll try and remove that threat before it becomes a problem, and we can try and deal with the gold in our own time. Okay, I got a hydrophone contact not too far away from where we want to be going, so we're just gonna start plotting the course for that. Try and close in, and we're gonna hopefully find out that it's nothing to be alarmed by, but certainly looking like it's in my way, so I might have to take care of this. So here's the boat in question, and it looks like it's another unarmed and unescorted Empire, maybe an Empire tower, not too sure. It's not an Empire tower, it's a Empire Explorer. Okay, so she's unarmed. They're quite late in the war, quite surprised that these guys are just cruising around with no escort, or that they haven't got any guns on board, but it is what it is. It's in my way, it's where I want to be, and if I don't deal with it now, then I'll probably regret it, because it might send out a message to whoever their superior is. So we're just going to work out the solution for it. We'll get the speed front of the boat and we'll start that clock, and the back of the boat through our crosshair, stop the clock. So she's going at 7 knots there. I'm going to get a couple of torpedoes heading her way. So we'll send tube 1 for sure. Debating if it's going to be 1 or 2 torpedoes. I think 1 should be just fine, and if not, we could use the deck gun here. Boom, one good hit there with that torpedo. Hopefully that's going to be enough. Looks like it's already got a fire on board. call that serious damage. If it's not quite enough, we've got time to surface the boat and use the deck gun to send her down. But just kind of hope that she'll go down all by herself now. I'd say the one torpedo looks like she's done some serious damage to her. The raging fire on board, and she's listing hard to the port. I think if we just give her enough time, yeah, now she's going down. There she goes. One torpedo. Alright, so we've arrived here now at the friendly wreck, and I'm going to choose a guy here now who I want to dive down. I've got a guy here who's a bit tired apparently, so I'm going to send one of the engineers, and I'm going to need to give him a diving suit and let him jump down to the bottom, hopefully to get on board. This isn't my first rodeo trying this mission. It's taken me quite a few attempts. It's actually been quite painful because I like to try and record without saving. And as you can see, we've got an alarm state already, so I want this guy straight back up to the surface. And if we look at the map here, and this must be something that triggers only when you get to the wreck, because I've tried this maybe my third or fourth time. As soon as you hit the wreck and send your diver, there's this small group of enemy warships that come straight towards you, and you're sitting on the surface, you're a sitting duck. My best advice, send him down, get him straight back up to the boat, because if you leave him there and try and run away, he'll just die, and they'll come in and they'll chase you down. I managed to get my engineer back on board, and now we're gonna get that boat down just a little bit. We haven't got a lot of depth to play with here, but we do have just a little bit of time before they manage to close the gap and spot me. So I'm gonna just head back over to the west, and they're gonna close in, come towards the area, have a little look around, and I'm hoping that they'll just see that there's nothing here and be on their way. And then when they leave, put a bit of distance between ourselves and them, then we can come back. And so far this is the best way that I've found of actually completing this mission. Okay, as predicted, they've come in, swooped around the target zone, realised there's nothing here because I'm just sitting still at the bottom, and now I'm just going to let them keep heading east, which hopefully will put quite a bit of distance between us, and then we can come back and we can spend as much time as we like to dealing with that gold. Okay, we've got some distance between us and that patrol now, so we're just closing into the friendly boat that we need to find, and we're almost there now. Just a couple of more 100 meters or so, and we'll just stop the boat when we're ready. Just got to get within range. You'll see you do actually need to be on the surface while you do this as well. You can't be submerged because you've got to send your guy down to dive. So we'll stop the boat very shortly. As you can see, we've got quite a bit of a distance between everyone. So we're pretty much on top of the friendly boat there, so we're going to surface up. Just got to check that I've actually got room available to take on board the gold. You've got to have 3 spots available. So again, we'll just grab our guy here and we'll give him the diving suit, and he can be on his way down to the bottom. It takes a little bit of time for him to do that. So off we go. We'll just use a bit of time compression, get you down to the bottom there, buddy. As you can see, as your diver goes down, you'll be hit with these messages every now and again about moving from compartment to compartment. I've got to do this quite quickly, but if you want to stop and pause and see what it is that I'm pressing and reading, then you can go ahead. But basically you want to move into the cargo hold. You'll find a key along the way, and then you just need to search that area once you get to it, and it will take you a little bit of time to do it. So now we're here in the cargo hold. We've just got there, and you can open up the sealed compartment to retrieve the gold. You want to transfer some of that into your storage. You can only move 50 at a time. So ideally, if you want to get all of it, you would actually have less stuff in your storage room, which means you could take more gold, but you do only have to retrieve 100 units, which is only 2 portions of your compartment. And as you can see, that's going to take 4 days. So that's 4 days of us sitting on the surface as a sitting duck. Luckily for us, we can just skip that time, and we've got what we need, so we can return to the surface and we can start thinking about getting out of here and actually trying to achieve something else. And we've got the gold on board, so all that we need to do now is try and find ourselves some other convoys or whatever we can, just to keep it a little bit more interesting than retrieving gold. Luckily right now it's night time, so we can get our guy back on board and we can start moving out of here, and then we'll get back down to periscope depth and we'll get that hydrophone going, and hopefully we'll find something a bit more interesting to do. As you can see, I don't have a whole lot of torpedoes left available, and I still do have to go through the Gibraltar Straight, so I'm not too sure how much we're going to be able to get done out here. I've always got the deck gun available though. You can see on the map here that I've hardly moved away from where we just got the gold, and we've already got enemy contact of one ship. Looks like he's heading on a angle of 90 degrees, so we'll plot the course for that and we'll try and intercept. Here's the boat in question. We've got ourselves, looks like a tanker of some sort. A T2 by the looks of it, I'd say. Or a Liberty cargo. There you go, we know your angle already. We don't have too many torpedoes available, so we are going to plot a course for this one, and this guy is armed, so we'll probably shoot a torpedo off, but I would say I want to keep the rest of my torpedoes available for the Gibraltar Strait. In the back of the bow, through the crosshair, and we'll stop and set the clock. So there we go, we've got a pretty good solution set up, and again no torpedoes are warmed. Running on that blue lighting seems to take these guys off their duty, so we'll get a couple of those warmed up and we'll come back to it. Torpedoes are warmed up, so let's get that speed. We'll just double check just in case she spotted us or something. The back of the boat, through the crosshair again. Okay, so nothing's changed. I've got 2 torpedoes ready for you. And let's choose 1, choose 2, get those flooded. Okay, that's tube 1 and tube 2 flooded, ready to go. Fire those off. And hopefully we'll manage to get a hit, maybe 2. Let's have a look. 1 good one. 2 good hits on this enemy ship here. Heavy damage by the looks of things. 2 big holes in the side and a fire on board already. Can't complain with that. Looks like the fire's slowly going out, but I would hope that those 2 torpedoes might just be enough. So it's just going to be a case of sitting here and the fire starting back up as I say that. But we'll just sit here and watch her for a minute or 2. Hopefully she'll go down all on her own. Yeah, that fire's really taken off since there you go, we've got some lifeboats getting in the water and she's definitely going down. That's another good hit. So I think we're going to start heading back through the Gibraltar Strait. We'll save our torpedoes for the other side if we can. So here we are, back passing through the mouth of Gibraltar. That enemy ship just above us is, by the looks of things, probably just another unarmed Liberty or something. I don't want to take any chances to go looking for it, not this close to the enemy harbour. But looks like we're going to be one of the only German U-boats to have made it through both trips through Gibraltar on one voyage. Okay, this is where it gets a little bit tricky because they've got a lot of patrols here in and out of the enemy patrol zone. So you just got to take it real slow, change direction quite often, and just keep trying to stay undetected. As you can see on the map here, got a lot of patrols in every direction, so the little trick that I use is just basically change direction multiple times, and when you see them on the map like this, whatever direction they're heading, you just head in the opposite direction, and that will make things a lot easier for you. Okay, this guy in front of us, he's heading away from us, so I think I'm gonna just change direction again. I want to pretty much follow him, and whatever he does next, I'll do the opposite. It's kind of my game plan at the moment. And my guy on the hydrophone's getting a little bit tired. I'll send him off for a rest. Got to keep somebody on that hydrophone at all times. You need to know what's around you so you can try and avoid everything that comes your way. Okay, so we've slipped past pretty much everything that's going to be getting in our way. And now it's just going to be a case of full throttle, get the hell out of here, give them no opportunity to try and catch us. If they do, I'll have to dive down and much deeper. As you can see, my oxygen's getting a little bit low, so I want to move so I can get back up to periscope depth. We can replenish that oxygen, and hopefully when we get to the other side we can start seeking out enemy convoys or enemy shipping. So we've managed to avoid any enemy contact at all through the Gibraltar Strait on this journey. At this time of the war, there was roughly 1/3 of all submarines making this way were sunk, so that's quite the achievement. I know it's not the same as real life. So not too far outside of that Strait of Gibraltar, we've managed to pick up some shipping. These are Spanish ships at the moment, so we'll seek out just to see if they are really Spanish, because at this time of the war again, a lot of enemy ships would fly under a false flag to avoid any such things like a U-boat or enemy ships or whatever coming their way. So we've got 2 ships here flying under a Spanish flag. Are we convinced about that? So if we look at the map here, Spain are actually neutral at this time. They do have ports available for use if we do desire, but as you can see, Switzerland and Spain are the same colour, so they're both neutral. So I think I'm just going to break contact from these and let them be on their way. Okay, we've got enemy contact here. Looks like quite a large convoy. I'm going to put a point down, see what direction they're travelling. Okay, they're heading straight towards us, that's perfect. It's a little bit much for what I've actually got on board, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, so straight away at first glance we can see we've got an enemy destroyer pretty much just a little bit to our left of what we're looking at. Looks like there might be 1 or 2 behind that as well. I would like to take something a bit easier, something like this, which looks like a cargo ship. It's not a C3, it's a Liberty cargo. I think that's going to be the one that we do go for. We've got a limited supply of torpedoes, and we don't have time to play around trying to chase down enemy warships. So we'll just suss out a solution for this cargo ship here. Just double checking the angle of bow there. So we can type that into our little solution thing. Wouldn't say computer, they didn't have those available in the time. So we've got the angle, distance, and now we just get that speed. Front of the boat through the crosshair. She's a pretty big boat, would be a good target to sink. And the back of the boat through the crosshair. Stop and set the clock. Look like they're moving fairly slowly. So I'm hoping that if I just sit here and let them come towards us, then we can start thinking about firing. It's a fairly big convoy. We don't really have time to play around too much. Just want to get these torpedoes away, try and do some damage, and then we'll duck down and get out of here again. Just want to double check our distance of this guy. Still just a little bit out of range, and we don't have any torpedoes warmed up again. It's running on that blue lighting again for you. Okay, got some torpedoes warmed up again. So now we're ready to go on this tanker, or Liberty cargo, whatever it is. try and keep my periscope down quite low so that we don't get spotted. I'm going to try and get a hit on this. There we have it. 2 good hits on this Liberty cargo. I don't think we're going to be able to cause much more damage than that, but it's good to try and take something out of the convoy at least. So the enemy convoy is all under alarm state now, so we're just going to try and stay away from them. I think we're going to pass around them, let them go off in another direction. This boat here doesn't seem like it's going to go down all by itself, so I might just have to sit tight, wait a minute, come back and use the deck gun just to finish that one off. Yeah, we've got quite a bit of a distance between us and the rest of that convoy now, and this ship's still sitting in the water. And are you kidding me? 1 shot just to start a fire on board. I tell you, we've just been sitting here for like 10 minutes waiting for this convoy to pass, and you're going to tell me that I only needed 1 shot from the deck gun to finish it off. It's quite frustrating. I don't know if I had waited a little bit more patiently, she might have sunk all by herself. I don't actually know. Is this 1 shot going to be enough? Looks like she's throwing her cargo overboard now. She's definitely getting lower into the water. Hopefully it's the end of her. But that is quite frustrating because I've sat here for so long waiting for the convoy to get away from us. Okay, we're on our way home and we've managed to just find 1 more Lone Ranger ship. Looks like another Liberty cargo. So we'll get that one sussed out, start sussing out the rest of the solution for it. It's a British ship, so we can definitely attack this. And we want to get that distance set up. Under the cover of darkness, we'll use up the last of our torpedoes on this before we head back to the port, I think. Hopefully it will just be enough to maybe pick up another medal or 2 when we get back to port. Just enough to level up something, I'm not too sure. We'll start that watch and we'll work on this. Yeah, back of the boat. And we'll stop that clock, set the clock. There we go, got the speed, and we've got 2 torpedoes available. Looks like our last 2. So hopefully this is going to be exactly what we need to sink it. I don't want to have to try and struggle with the deck gun. She does have a gun on board herself. Good, got 1 hit with a torpedo. What about the second one? No. Okay, doesn't look like we got that second hit. A little bit annoying. How can 1 hit and not the other? Maybe 1's a dud, not too sure. 1's definitely not going to be enough to sink her. Hopefully it's enough to put her out of commission though. We can chase her down. You can see the health bar of the enemy ship here. It's only done about 1/3 of the damage that we want. Not quite enough to get her out of commission, but hopefully if we can take a few long-range shots here with the deck gun, we might be able to just send her down before she starts firing back. Kind of hoping that those 2 torpedoes would have done it, and then we could have just got straight back to the port and claimed a victory. Nothing ever goes quite so smoothly, so we'll just keep firing at her with the deck gun, and as long as we get a fire on board, and I think we'll be alright. Well, we've pumped her full of lead. She looks like she's sitting quite low in the water. We're very close to her now. We haven't managed to start a fire on board yet, but I'm hoping that by the time we let this run out, she might just go down all by herself. She hasn't started chucking out cargo or lifeboats just yet. She's very low in the water though. She looks like she's gone. I'm going to call that a goner in my opinion. Yeah, well, there's the lifeboats there, just out of camera shot. So she's done for. Okay, so we're sailing back into port now. Not too bad of an episode. I think that was quite nice to have a little bit of a change or a break just from going out to one sector and just trying to sink as much as possible. Keeps it a little bit more interesting just to do these little side missions. They're quite interesting to do, a little bit different. Took me quite a lot of attempts to do this. This is 42, 44, 45 minute episode, but it's actually, in reality, it's taken me about 5 hours to complete because I've died so many times. Yeah, maybe next time I'll be a little bit better at it, but you never know what you're dealing with, I suppose. So safely back at the port now, so we can go report to the leading officer and try and claim any rewards that may or may not be given to us. Okay, so this guy's got a new medal, nothing to worry about, don't really care about him. And we didn't get anywhere near enough to level up to the next level, but that's alright. Still early days into the campaign, so we managed to get the gold, so we get our rewards for that, as you can see there. And we sunk a couple of boats here, a couple of boats there. We didn't actually really do that much in terms of sinking enemy shipping. We did manage to get a few, probably just as much as on a regular mission actually. Normal mission kind of 6 to 9, maybe 10 boats at the most. Not too bad of an effort. Been at sea for just over 1 month. I tell you what, considering I made it through the Gibraltar Straight and back again and sunk all that shipping and managed to get some gold on board, I don't know what happens to the gold from here. Maybe old Uncle Adolf are going to come and take it from us. Maybe we might get to greet him, who knows. But it's not too bad of a report, I would say. Thanks for watching anyway, guys. Hope you enjoyed that episode. I haven't seen anybody else on YouTube who's actually put that mission or this material on YouTube, so hopefully it will get a few more views and help the channel grow some more. If you liked what you see, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And if you've got any comments or hints and tips and whatnot to get through things a little bit faster, a little bit easier, make it a bit more entertaining, then feel free to leave a comment down below. So I hope you enjoyed what you've seen, and stay tuned for more. Plenty more U-Boat coming to the channel.